Hi, Michael Hudson here. I love it when ideas for my video blog come to me during the week through interactions with people. 3 times this week, the same subject has come up with different people. Once with a speaker, once with a coach, and once with a consultant. Now that's kind of interesting and valuable given that those are the 3 audiences I work with. So I wanted to share this with you and give you some insight on how you can avoid this trap, because it is a deadly trap. It's called the comparison trap. Now what does it look like? For a speaker, the comparison trap looks like they're sitting in an audience and they're watching someone on the stage. They watch the audience around them and they see that these people are really engaging with this speaker, that they're getting the message that's being delivered. And all of a sudden, this person starts evaluating everything they do when they speak. They start questioning whether they do it the right way. Should they adopt the techniques and approaches this person is using? And they get bogged down in that, leave the event, and walk away puzzled, because they've compared themselves to someone else and they're worried as to whether they measure up or not. That's one way the comparison trap gets in our way. We measure ourselves against other people, think we need to do what they're doing in order to succeed. A second way the comparison trap gets in the way is we look at people who are much further down the road than we are. People who may be our role models, the people we're seeking to strive to mirror their success. And we start comparing where we are today with where they are when they're much further down the path. Nothing is more frustrating because we can't possibly be where they are when they've had 8, 10, 12, 15 years doing it and we just started. But I see people do it all the time. The conversation I had this week was with someone who's starting a consulting business. They're concerned about how they can possibly land big contracts, how they can get started, how they can get a lifestyle business that lets them fly on a plane only a few times a year, serve a handful of clients, and make good money. Well, you know what? You can't start there. You just can't. And when you compare yourself to that, you end up chasing things that you're not ready for. It's that simple. Now, the third area that the comparison trap gets in our way is in the way we evaluate the success we're having. You know, it's impossible in today's world not to constantly see ads for people teaching you to do high dollar events or hear the numbers about massive dollars that are generated in product launches and programs that are delivered by other people. And that can get our minds really confused, can't it? Because we start comparing those results. And first of all, we think it's easier to get them than it is. Secondly, we think that we can just jump right in and if we just follow the system, we'll get there automatically. And we forget to step back and evaluate and analyze how they actually got to these bigger paydays. They may be a goal for us down the road, but they shouldn't be the goal immediately because you can't just start there. You have to evolve to there and grow to there and develop the path. Now, all of this ties back to the quote from my friend Mike Kim, that success is sequential, not simultaneous. You see, where we need to go in our expert businesses is we need to map the path. We need to say, here's where I'm headed, and here's the path to get me from here to there. And then we need to take it one step at a time. Always just looking for that next right step, focusing on it until we achieve the outcome we're seeking, and then moving to the next step. Focusing on that step until we achieve the outcome, and then moving to the next step. If we adopt that approach, guess what? The comparison trap becomes irrelevant. Because what we're doing is we're leveraging us. We're bringing our best selves. And you know what? That's the best thing you can do. The whole power and value of your expert business lies in your expertise. Your expertise comes from your experience. It comes from the books you've read, the people you've talked to, the clients you've worked with, the path you've walked every day of your life, the unique lessons you've learned, the perspective you have on them that is different than the perspective other people have. When you bring those things together, you have a bundle of value you can deliver to the people you seek to serve. That bundle is different than any of those other people. So falling into this trap of comparing yourself to these other people is not going to help you. In fact, it's going to distract you. Because it's going to lead you to run down this path and then this path and this path and this path, and you're not going to get to where you would get as fast if you just take that step-by-step, one step at a time approach. Now that's the core message I wanted to share with you today. But there's a secondary point here I want to make sure you don't leave without. Here's the secret to overcoming the comparison trap, to keeping yourself out of it, to recognize the progress you're making, and acknowledge the fact that you're moving along that path you've mapped out. Take time to celebrate your progress. Take time to celebrate your progress. Don't put the bar way up here where it's got to be this powerful or this impactful or this good in order to be celebrated. Celebrate the small steps, the little things that moved you closer, the little things that, if we use a football analogy, advance the ball down the field. Realize it's a long game. It's not an overnight game that you're going to suddenly arrive where you want to be. It's going to take some time. And when we don't take the time to recognize and acknowledge those things that we've done that have been successful, we can bog ourselves down thinking we're not getting anywhere. We're not moving far enough, fast enough, and we get frustrated. And then we observe what these other people are doing and we get distracted again. Now, how do you do this? Very simple. I want you to go get a big sheet of paper or get a bunch of small sheets of paper you can put on the wall next to where you work. And I want you to start writing down every success you have during the week, every little milestone, every little progress point. Take the time to celebrate. Say, yes, I got that done. Hey, that didn't work the way I wanted it to, but I learned this, so now I can do it differently and better the next time. If we would take more time doing that and spend less time comparing ourselves to others and where they are and thinking we need to be there or we need to follow their path, we would move the ball down the field faster. We would move. So I want you to walk away today remembering, don't compare, focus on the next right step, and take time to celebrate. Those are my 3 takeaways for today. That will help you overcome the comparison trap, and it will remind you when you do start finding yourself doing that to leave it behind you, go back to looking at what win did I have this week? What progress did I make? How did I move the ball down the field? What did I learn? How can I apply it to move forward more intelligently the next time? Okay, that's the end of this message. I hope you get the value out of it. I hope you'll make that list and commit to celebrating those wins, no matter how big they are, and acknowledging the progress you're making every day. I hope you'll remember that when you get bogged down thinking about that comparison thing and you're comparing yourself to other people, to step back and remember your core message is in here. That's what you bring that's different. That's what's going to make you successful. And that's where you need to focus your attention. And I hope you remember it's always about just taking the next right step and then moving to the next one and the next one and the next one. If you found today's message helpful, I'd be honored if you'd share it on social media so that other friends who are in the same kind of work that you're in would benefit from it as well. Whether you use Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever social media platforms, I'd love it if you'd call this video to the attention of your colleagues there. And I'd also be grateful if you take the time to post a comment below and let me know what you think about it. Share a topic you'd like me to talk about in a future episode. Tell me how you avoid the comparison trap. Or maybe take a moment and just celebrate a win. Hey, this is Michael Hudson reminding you, get out there this week and get your message heard, because there's someone waiting who needs to hear it.